I used to make fun of 12-step programs because I don't believe that addiction is a mental illness as much as a failure of moral will. But after some first-hand experience just attending various 12-step programs, come to think that everybody perhaps should go to a 12-step meeting, because it's a great way to take a fearless moral inventory of your life and to begin making reparations to those people you've needlessly hurt. The sharing is amazing. We all get a few minutes to talk, and the quality of the personal disclosure is unlike anything I've experienced. The 12-step programs are the one place I know of where people are likely to discuss their own responsibility for their problems. And what a pleasant change from listening to people blame everyone but themselves for their woes. I've got to say that in my experience, women are the least likely sex to own up to how they abuse people. Every healthy man with a half a clue knows that he has a rapist and a murderer inside of him, but without self-control, this monster will erupt. If you ask women about their moral struggles, and you usually get answers like, "I'm too nice, I give too much, I'm too loving, I care too much, I try too hard, I'm too interested in other people, I just can't sit by while innocent people suffer, I'm just too vulnerable, I share too much, I'm just too wonderful, I'm a victim, let me count the ways." I know several men whose adult children stopped speaking to them when they remarried. Why? Because the ex-wife set the kids against them. Now, I don't know any situations in the reverse. I think men are much less likely to try to set the kids against the ex-wife. I think men are used to competition, and therefore they tend to play by the rules. Women do not like competition. It frightens them because it threatens their connectivity. So when women are forced to compete, they hate it and they don't play by the rules. They will turn the kids against the ex. They will try to get a man fired from his job. I don't know any man who's tried to get a woman he had a fling with fired from her job. I don't know any man who has faxed the woman's family or employer or other vulnerable connections to try to destroy her life. In my experience, only women have done this. It's not worth getting into such a fight with a woman because she's likely to fight dirty in ways that will never even occur to you as a man. I remember when I broke up with a girlfriend in 1993, she proceeded to call Dennis Prager's office to tell him I'm a jerk. She wrote my parents a letter that destroyed my relationship with them for years. She did everything she could think of to destroy my life. Not only have I never even heard about any man doing anything like this, I've never even heard of any man considering doing anything like this. It's just not the way we men think. If a boy behaved like a whiny little bitch, he'd be punched in the face right quick. He'd be unlikely to repeat the behavior. But girls can behave badly, and unfortunately no one is going to punch them in the face for it, even when they deserve it. So by no means do I think that men are morally superior to women. I think in some areas women tend to be morally superior to men. In other areas of life, such as dealing with competition and playing by the rules, men tend to be superior to women. So I love 12-step programs because you hear about real moral struggles. There's very little aggrandizement. Men and women admitting they have out-of-control compulsions that have repeatedly destroyed their relationships, and that if they continue as they are, they will doom themselves to isolation and unhappiness. Keep hearing that addiction is a terminal and progressive disease, and addiction doesn't have to be to drugs or alcohol. It can be to sex, to the computer, to all sorts of things, to destructive relationships.